Everybody, welcome to Soap, sort of a podcast. I'm Beware, and today I am joined by my co-hosts Robbie and Hudson.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Tired. How you doing?
Less tired than both of you, apparently. Just a little bit.
Robbie, why are you tired? I never asked you. Why are you tired? I'm an insomniac. I got like 2 hours of sleep in the past 30 million hours. I just moved two people out of a house. What's your fucking excuse?
You can't say the fuck word in the first minute. Now you have to bleep out both of our fucks and that one.
It's 3 fucks.
Now you have another one.
Let K be the number of fucks.
Damn it! No.
You are ruining this entire operation, Robbie.
No, we're not monetized.
No, but seriously,
like 50 subscribers. Why are you tired?
So, I don't know. Like, I actually don't know, because yesterday I got up early because I've been waking up early to go to the gym, and I was just like tired all day. And then today I got 9 hours of sleep, and I've been tired all day.
Bless you.
So I don't know.
Do you using your machine?
Yeah, I'm using my machine.
Oh, Robbie's a cyborg, so he sleeps with a machine.
Do you
It's
have
a
sleep
fucking
apnea?
CPAP. I probably don't even like need it. What?
Do you have sleep apnea?
Yeah. I
Remember
have,
you
like,
mentioned
hella
that.
sleep.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, we were talking. I think we talked about it last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because that's why I like missed all my classes in college.
Yeah. Dude, I am so lucky my insomnia was not as bad in college.
I just slept in because I was lazy, and also all my classes.
You probably have sleep apnea.
Bad. You've told me stories like you hear me like exploding in the middle of the night, I'm like, I remember nothing.
Yeah, of course you don't remember any. Because
you're
you don't remember.
asleep.
You don't remember apneas.
I guess
That's how that works.
If you could remember apneas, that would be fucking terrifying.
I mean, I've had like like GERD, which is just my stomach is all upsetty spaghetti, and then I wake up and I like have it's like I'm like and I gotta like breathe funny. That's happened like twice in the past year maybe.
Yeah, because I remember when that happened, and I like knocked on the door, and I was like, "Dude, are you dying?" And then you were just kind of like, "Meh." And I was like, "Okay."
Well, I couldn't actually talk. Yeah, that's pretty scary when that happens, because you go from being unconscious to, oh, I cannot breathe.
Yeah,
like at all.
So is this going to be the podcast episode where instead of talking about our feelings too much, we're talk about our health issues too much, and then we're like, oh, we can't have this be the first episode either?
No, let's get right into topics. Actually, you have to not be tired, because this first topic, it's mostly going to be run by you, and that is, that's the thing. I don't tell them what the topics are. Don't worry, you know this. So, first topic today, I always thought this would be a fun conversation, especially among this group of people, because, Hudson and I are very like-minded in terms of like comics and comic adjacent media, and Robbie is he's very well versed in like physics and mathematics. So this is, I think you could have
I'm
fun
a
with
recovering physics major.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
Because it's funny.
It's funny. It's a good joke,
funny
actually.
Why didn't you laugh then, you asshole? You didn't laugh. I didn't hear you.
Because I'm a
laugh.
true scientist, and I appreciate that.
Okay, anyway.
Fuck does that even mean?
Humor is objective. It is a science, not an art.
I
This
think
is an earlier
I'm
conversation.
a true scientist is something like a serious Rick and Morty fan would say.
It's true.
Let
even the
K
heart of
be the
science.
next joke.
Either way, what is the
Okay,
That's the question already.
What is objectively the best superpower, and why?
We have to frame what you mean by best.
Okay, so we have to establish a couple of things. Number one, we can have different categories, because like you could say the power would be super speed, okay? But if you mean just super speed and you run at 900 miles an hour, all your legs are gonna break, and you're gonna splat against shit, and the friction will burn your face off.
Like you said, all your legs are gonna break and not just both.
All two of them, yes. So, or you could say I want the powers of the Flash, which imply I can run really fast and maybe I can kind of time travel and friction doesn't hurt me and I can phase through. So, if we're going to discuss powers that are complex like that, we have to put them in separate categories. That is a first distinction.
What do you mean by separate categories?
So we can say what is the best individual superpower, and then what is the best like set of related powers.
I see.
Because
I feel like if you only get one,
I feel like if you only get one, it would have to be invincibility.
Why? Go ahead and make your case.
Well,
what do you mean by best though?
Okay, so best can mean a couple things.
I feel like it's intentionally vague so that we can argue.
Well, I think the most practical is teleportation. Like if I could have a power, I'd want to teleport.
Actually, I was wanting to talk to you about this, but now that we're recording the podcast, we could talk about it. I had an idea for like a character. This is possibly somebody's stand power in JoJo that I haven't gotten to because
I'll tell you if it is.
Okay, so basically, so you understand the concept of like spatial dimensions, so like 4 spatial dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the idea is that this individual can move in a 4th spatial dimension as well, which practically speaking, that means basically they're like a 4th dimensional person. So they can also like comprehend 4 dimensions and stuff. So maybe their like day job is that they're like a theoretical physicist or something because they're just like really good at it.
How would that power express itself?
The way that it works practically is basically teleportation, because you can basically like think of like 2-dimensional objects in 3D space. You can just move around something in the 3rd dimension. So you can, if you're like fighting somebody, you just basically to the other person, you just like disappear and reappear behind
How is that
them.
not Diavolo?
Because Diavolo does like weird time shit.
Isn't that what you just said? So you would just disappear and reappear. He does that. But like the time in between still, it's that with more shit. That's what.
Yeah,
but there
Diavolo is like, yeah, he does like weird time shit. Well, Hudson, you can like talk about this too, because this isn't just like JoJo. I was just saying it's possible that this is something that a stand does. But
I can think of at least 2 stands, one of which is King Crimson, that does something similar to that, but not exactly specifically like what you're saying.
Well, it's not just like disappearing and reappearing, but it's like, there's probably other like interesting shit you can do, but like the idea is that you can, it's like if Mario could like move like towards the camera, you know, to get around like obstacles.
So Super Paper Mario.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Super Paper Mario. I'll gladly turn myself into a piece of
Oddly
paper.
enough, I guess like if Paper Mario were actually 3D instead of 2D, what he does would be kind of similar.
Well, technically he's a 2D manifold in the 3D space. So
yeah. But I'm saying if that were 3D, like the 4th dimension would be time in that situation. So it'd be like this weird Paper Mario.
Well, no, the 4th dimension. No, I'm talking about a 4th spatial dimension, not time.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
like
the 4th dimension. I know we've argued about this. The 4th dimension is not time. Time is like a separate thing.
The reason we've argued about this is because he knows a lot more about physics, but I know a lot more about like power scaling in that community, and a lot of that community accepts rules that are not true in real life.
I'm sorry for offending the community.
He's not sorry for offending the community.
I can see his face. He's not
Can
sorry
expect
at all.
my twit longer.
Seth the programmer is gonna kill you himself. Okay, so I think teleportation is good. I think there's pros and cons. I would argue the ability to stop time is better.
No, absolutely not under any circumstances.
I can think of many circumstances.
Here's why.
So we're arguing time versus teleportation.
If I could stop time, anything and everything that happens is potentially stoppable by me. Which in turn would make me personally, it wouldn't actually make me responsible for everything, but mentally I'd be like, I can stop everything from happening. Everything that happens is my fault.
I think
I would go down that rabbit hole so quickly and wouldn't want anything to do with that.
I think that is a logical fallacy, because like you can stop time. That doesn't mean you know what's going to happen.
Right. It's not like
it also doesn't mean that you can't.
Think like I would feel the responsibility to spend so much time just trying to stop everything.
I feel like that's just kind of a thing with any superpower, though. Like, if you have a good enough superpower that we're arguing over it, then you're probably powerful enough to have that dilemma. But also, if you can stop time, that doesn't mean you can like stop something from happening, because you have to like start it again eventually.
Right. And
Right.
so like if I could stop time and I saw a car crash happening, I could theoretically take the people out of the cars, but I'm not strong enough to move a car even if time has stopped. You know, so like you can't fix everything. You could
Oh,
definitely
fuck.
Well, I'm saying what I would do though is if I could stop, can I start time in like slow motion, or could I just stop it?
So that was the other thing. If I had to just pick a single power, it would be to stop time. But if I had to pick a move set, it would be time manipulation, which is just total bullshit. You can do
Because
whatever.
in that case, I would literally just run around with time stopped, finding the shit that went wrong, fixing it. And then
I was about to say it would be like a cool like concept for like a short story or something where somebody can like stop time, and then they're like existence is terrible, and they just like stop time and just die of old age in that like instant.
Oh, so time is just never restarts
For
anyone
them.
else.
Well, no,
for-
it restarts for other people, so everybody else just like doesn't
I
notice.
think
I think the thing about teleportation that I think would be really cool is if you wanted to get somewhere, you wouldn't actually have to travel there. You'd just be there instantly. Even if you stop time, you'd still have to walk. The other thing is if you have teleportation, you could take other people with you.
I think so. So like teleportation, I can like if I want to be in Chicago right now, I could just be in Chicago right now, right? But with stopping time, I think it has more uses in like face-to-face interactions. Like if someone's like, you know, like giving you shit, you can just stop time and like fucking pants them or whatever. Like you know what I mean? Like
this is such
you
a,
can't do that with teleportation.
This is going back to an earlier conversation we had. I don't want to get too far into that, but like having time to think up what to say, like
Oh.
the exact right answer.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
exactly your personality of like I would pause time and
That
think
would
of
be
the
a
perfect
great
thing to do.
Now I want this superpower. But hold on. So I have come up with a possible caveat
Okay.
to that. Because if there are like implications, if you stop time and you move anything,
Yep.
then
They can't move.
No, I know what you're talking. It technically moved at light speed and would explode everything ever.
No.
Yeah.
You couldn't interact with any object. Time would be stopped.
No, you can. That's just part of it. It has to be. Otherwise, like as soon as you move, you explode. Like literally, you
Right.
move the air molecules. You just move them at light speed.
100% right. Time.
yeah, you
time
create a
stopping is
sonic
dumb
boom
power.
everywhere. So you're moving your arm, it's just like
Yeah. Yeah. So like, it's implicit in that ability that you're able to interact with the world in
But
stop
then
time.
isn't that part of the other category of like
Well, in
superpower
in
sets?
fairness, then teleportation wouldn't work because you're showing up in space. You're just like boom, you're there. Like what happens to the air molecules that were occupying that space?
Well, they just gotta move. We're not communists.
They just
I don't
got
know what that
moved.
even means.
We're not godless communists over here. But
nobody's liking my invincibility.
So, okay, invincibility goes in the same category as me as other fun ones that are less useful, like flying and super speed. Like, I would love to fly. I don't think there's a person on Earth who wouldn't want to like be able to fly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But in terms of usefulness, I'd rather be able to stop time.
I think the teleportation thing would be cool because I could teleport up in the air and just fall. And that'd be awesome.
You never have to pay for skydiving.
yeah, if you can teleport, you can kind of fly because you can wear like a fucking wingsuit.
Well, you wouldn't even need to. You could just fall and
Well, you
teleport
can't
away.
control the direction you fall. So unless you're gonna do like some weird like bloop 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 bloop.
There's-
I can't use my
So
hands for
some-
things because
for
this is
some
a
of the
podcast,
things your
but-
momentum carries through, and you can change your orientation when you teleport. So I could change my orientation to be literally my momentum is shooting me upwards now.
Oh, like
instead of
Portal.
downwards.
Oh,
Yeah, you could
that's
do that.
a good point.
So I could just indefinitely just woo 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 woo.
That would be
cool.
a really cool superpower, like basically having a portal gun. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool.
See, that is different than just regular. So, like, if the most famous I know is Nightcrawler, character who like teleports, and that's like his ability. There's a scene in like the X-Men cartoon from like the 2010s where he gets captured on Genosha, which is the island that Magneto owns. And like he's imprisoned there, and he manages to escape, and he's like just over the ocean, and his whole thing is he can teleport as far as he can see, I think, and so he just continuously teleports in zigzagging lines all the way across the ocean, and he keeps getting closer and closer to the water because he's almost passing out, right? And he finally makes it to the shores, and he like looks up and he's like, oh god, there's Professor X's academy and like the whole school for the, and then Magneto's there. He's like, yeah, I knew you were coming here. He just takes him back, and it's like a oh shit moment, but it's a really interesting way to consider, like, oh, you can teleport, you just go home instantly. It's like, depends on how the power works.
So the person I was actually thinking of is very similar to Nightcrawler. It's Azazel.
Okay.
And in First Class, he is a significantly more powerful teleporter than Nightcrawler. Literally just takes them wherever they want to go. Doesn't need line of sight. Can take
Does he need
a
to
hand-holding line of people to a different flippin' continent.
Wow. That's really good.
Literally does that.
Does he need to know the place that he's going? Or can he just like, it's over here? And
I imagine he has to know where it is.
I know,
or
like in
picture. Maybe he has to have been there. I don't really know, but I think he would. He doesn't have to have seen it.
I think in D&D rules, and you probably know more than me, there are certain spells that do that, and you like either need to know the place or like see the place to be able to do that.
Some of them you have to have set up the teleportation in advance. A lot of the teleporting long distances, you can put yourself through a wall and die, which is not great.
I will say this:
Harry Potter, you can splint yourself or whatever it's called.
Apparate?
But when you apparate,
you can like teleport different parts of your limbs.
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't go in the same spot.
I don't remember what it's called though.
That's cool.
It's
Splinting.
No. Like you lose an arm. Your arm doesn't go with you.
It's still cool.
Or your arm is your leg now.
I mean, it's bad, but it's cool.
It's kind of cool.
I'll say this: you just Azazel is obviously much more powerful, but there was one point in the comics where Nightcrawler died, and he just teleported himself out of hell back to Earth. So,
are you serious?
Yeah, I think there was other stuff involved, but yeah, he did do that.
That's some fuck. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think teleportation is the best, personally. Also because I just want to visit. Like I want to visit people. You know?
Yeah, that would be nice.
It's super convenient. It'd save a bunch of time.
I don't know. So like I wouldn't use teleportation that much. I would definitely use time stop. Or that was the other thing. If you go all the way to like time manipulation, that's busted. You can go forward in time. You can go backward in time. You can freeze it. You can slow it down. You can speed it up. At that point, then I would understand like I can fix every problem. Because at that point, you kind of could.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty busted. But I'd feel like anything bad that happened, I'd be like, fuck, I could have stopped that. Or even worse, all right, I'm going to stop it.
I don't know. I think on the one hand, like, I don't think I'd feel the same that you would, that I need to stop everything. But I also have specific things in my brain that, like, I know as soon as I got that power, I would go fix immediately. Like, bad shit that's happened. So I guess the only thing with that is, so if you're just stopping time, you instantly see what the result is, right? Like, I stopped time, I stopped this bowling ball from falling on his foot. He didn't get a broken foot. But if you can do, like, travel forward and backwards in time, you might just create new timelines, and then you're like...
Dude, are you familiar with the TV show Dark?
I'm not.
It is a horror TV show about people that fuck up time, pretty much.
Interesting.
And it just gets to this
I think you told me about it already.
Mind fuckery, multiverse. Everything they're doing is just making it worse. Everything's unraveling. They're trying to fight each other to stop. It's horrible. It's terrible. I hate it. Like, it's so depressing. I don't know if that's actually how it would work. But if you wanted to just be the ultimate power in the universe, time would be it, because it doesn't matter how strong you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much magic you have.
I mean, unless somebody like snipes you. Like if
but could you not, if you could manipulate time?
Someone kills you before you have the chance to stop time.
Could you not always just make time pass around you very slowly?
You could. I think that would make you go insane.
It's kind of how speedsters live, though, a lot of the time.
It's implied, but, like, that's the thing. Like, the Flash sometimes will be like, everything is so slow to me. But then other times, like, someone will just, like, hit him in the head with a wrench and he doesn't see it coming.
Is it a German show?
Yes.
Okay.
Darkenhausen. That was horrible.
All right.
That was terrible.
So I guess so you think time stop for single power?
Probably.
Robbie, what did you think?
Well, I said invincibility, but I
What would
don't really know.
Like, what would you?
Well, I've been just coming at it like I thought we were talking about the best superpower, and I feel like like, I mean, I assumed that the criteria that we were using for best superpower is like if you're fighting somebody. And I feel like if you're fighting somebody, the only way to win, to know you're going to win, is to have invincibility. Well, that was literally my entire thought process.
Interesting. I don't know if you would still win every fight. You wouldn't lose any fight, but I think...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like,
so...
You could still lose.
If you're completely indestructible, that's what you mean by invincible, right? Like, you can't be hurt at all?
Fucking no, dude.
Well, this is the point. We're supposed to define
Let's
these
assume
terms.
Invincibility means you cannot be harmed.
You cannot be harmed in any way, right? You fight a guy who's super strong, he throws you into space.
Okay.
That was what I was thinking.
Right, yeah. So, like, you can get battlefield removed. I think that's the term, BFR. But, like...
Battlefield removed.
So you wouldn't lose.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
You wouldn't win either.
So you were thinking of it in terms of, like, if I'm in, like, a comic book world and I have to fight people, what would be a power that I would want?
Well, I think it's interesting that, like, Hudson was immediately like, I don't want something that's too broken, because then I'm going to feel like too much weight of responsibility for it.
Well, I was also coming from it, like, in real life, what would be the most useful for me.
All right. I guess I'm fucking off base then.
But if we're talking about, like, in a world, like, if I'm dropped into, like, Marvel or DC, I would have to think about that.
Actually, I think if it's a fight, the adapting to survive power, the Darwin power.
Oh,
Darwin power?
There's a character in X-Men called Darwin. His ability is that he literally adapts to any situation to survive.
Oh, shit.
He's underwater, he gets gills. He falls into lava, he turns into rock.
That's
Hulk
really
shows up,
cool.
he fucking teleports across the planet. That's how he adapts to that one, which is hilarious, by the way. Can't lose a fight.
Wow. Interesting.
So what if you threw him against... He's a Marvel character, right? He's a mutant?
Yeah.
What if you threw him against, like, Apocalypse or Thanos? Would he just teleport away? Is that how that works?
I assume. I don't know. I know in the movies, he's in the movies. There's a limit to it. He dies because he can't adapt to whatever. But I think that was complained about because he was nerfed really heavily.
Typically, X-Men, they tend to, like, if they have a power, they use it creatively and it gets blown way out of proportion. Like, he gets in a fight against a one above all and he just adapts to be stronger, or like some shit like that.
There's a limit to that, I assume. Obviously, Hulk, like, because of Hulk, there's got to be a limit, you know? I think it's got to be the most straightforward way to survive. Maybe even path of least resistance.
So it's not even to defeat anybody, it's just to survive.
Yep.
That's what I sort of like hearing it makes me think, like, basically you come up with some sort of challenge and you get the end result of, like, you get about 1 million years or so of evolutionary adaptation instantly.
That's a pretty cool power.
So if you in 1 million years wouldn't be able to evolve into something that can kill the Hulk, then you teleport away.
Oh, then you would teleport away because you can't kill the Hulk. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, and that would be a really good cap for it. Like, if you actually could not physically evolve into that from a human, you can't do it. That gets to the Doomsday power, which is not Doomsday's power, but like how Doomsday was made.
Well, his whole thing is like,
just hilarious.
He dies and then he can't ever die the same way twice, right?
Well, no, the way he was created was they put basically a thing on a desert planet, it died, they put it back, it died, they put it back, it died, and eventually it evolved to be really strong.
Well, yeah, I know, but then that's the thing. He exists in such a way that if you kill him, he cannot be killed that way again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he keeps evolving. So, like, Superman has beat him a couple times. Every time he comes back, however he lost, like, if he got lobotomized with heat vision, his skull now cannot be pierced by heat vision.
Okay, so he already has a power, and it just makes him stronger. I see, that's a little different.
Yeah.
I think so. We each have our answer for, like, a single individual power.
So you want to move to, like, a move set, like a combination
if I had a
of
move
abilities?
set, what would I want?
This is sort of like, I want Wolverine's powers, which is regeneration. Like, I was gonna bring up healing factor. Healing factor is nuts. It just hurts a lot. I think that's the main drawback.
Healing factor is dumb.
Dumb?
I think it's super stupid. I have a single brain cell, and from that single brain cell, I can make my whole body back. It's stupid.
Okay, so that completely depends on the character. Like, Wolverine and Deadpool are like that, but, like, other characters have healing factors that are not like that.
Yeah, and what's his name? DC character.
Lobo?
Lobo.
Okay, Lobo, like Deadpool, is kind of a joke character. Like they do serious shit, but they're kind of like they're meant to be hand-fisted.
Honestly, it depends on how far you take a moveset. I think there's to be a cap to it. Obviously, if it's like a fight, time wins. Like that.
Well, okay, so
better.
like theoretically, if I could like stop time, I could not get hurt at all. But also, I could probably not do anything.
Well, if you control time.
So if I
Here's
control
a question
time,
for you.
yeah,
Can you stop time in a particular area and not other areas?
that would be part of like the whole moveset of like time
Then
manipulation.
can you not just stop the time around the guy's heart, not the rest of his body?
That's
Or
a
stop
creative
time
way to
around
do
his
it.
brain and not the rest of them?
See, I would just instantly super age you 1,000 years. Like you're thinking really like specific, and it's cool.
Well, I would kill you instantly.
But I would just be like, time laser, you're really old now and
yeah,
dead.
just time laser, you die. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's the ultimate Deus Ex kind of in a way. You just win unless you don't see them coming.
Yeah.
I guess like a teleporter could still potentially kill you if
So-
they just teleported and killed you before you could see it.
This is actually really funny. I know you don't watch JoJo or anything like that, but it was brought up earlier, and you also said like slow down time around you. So like anything that was coming towards you. There was a point where Robbie was there, and a couple of us were discussing stand abilities. Super simplified stand
Oh
abilities.
yeah, that was in the hot tub.
Yeah, we were in a hot tub.
We were in a hot tub.
Stand abilities are just very, very specific superpowers. They're just weirdly specific. Some of them are cool, some of them are really dumb, but that's how they work. One of them, and they're also named after songs, and so if I had a stand ability, it would be Despacito. And the ability would be in a 6-meter sphere around me, everything would slow down to a maximum speed of 1 mile per hour. Whether it's you walking towards me, a bullet being shot at me, whatever, it would slow down. So, like, theoretically, I could not be hurt unless it was in a creative way.
Psychic.
That would hurt me, yeah.
Someone with mind control.
Yeah.
And the reason it's called Despacito
It's because it goes slowly.
is it's Spanish for slowly.
I actually do think mind control could be, in a world, could actually be the best because
Yeah.
you could control all the other broken ass characters
Mm-hmm.
to kill each other.
That's a good point. So if I had time, whatever, and somebody with mind control, like, I can't, unless I like kill them or freeze them first, it doesn't matter. They got me.
Yeah, if we're being real, I think, like, realistically, I don't know if I would want to have the superpower, but basically being like Kilgrave.
Oh, you can make anybody do what you want.
Because, like,
that's cool.
if
That's
you
a cool
think
one.
about it, like, you could do whatever you want, you know?
You're evil. Like, you'd have to be evil to do it, unless you were really selective on who you spoke to.
Well,
You know
you
what would be
could-
a sick power? Sorry. What would be a sick power is like it's kind of explored a bit in Lucifer, like the TV show. It's not really a good TV show, but what if you had the ability to just like unbridled make people do what they wanted?
oh,
Like just you remove
like
someone's
inhibition
filter.
control.
You
Just like
you could
that
just
would be
snap
interesting.
someone's inhibitors
That
away.
would be really interesting.
That wouldn't be broken. That wouldn't be very good, like in terms of a combat necessarily, because what if they just wanted to kill you? But very interesting power.
that is.
I'm
Yeah, that would
surprised
be
no
fun.
one's actually gotten.
So that's
that power yet.
I haven't seen Lucifer's like one of his abilities. He just like removes your
I
inhibitions.
mean, he can get people to tell them what to tell them what they want, and it's that kind of thing. It's not the same at all.
Okay. What were we talking about right before that?
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave, right? So his whole thing is like he can't turn it off. So if he's just talking, he's like, "I'll go fuck yourself." The person will try to do that. Like, and he didn't want them to. It's just if they are in his pheromone area and he says something.
Is it a pheromone thing? Because he tells people to do it over the radio in the show.
I don't think so.
Yes, he does.
I don't think so. Because he has a range. And that, yeah, he does.
He has a big
He's
part
on
of the show
Trish
is
Talk
him,
in the show.
Yeah, but he just threatens her.
Yeah,
He doesn't control her.
if he could control people over the radio, then he would be like God.
Because I thought that he was
a big plot
literally
point
like,
is he doubles his range at one point.
Yeah.
It's a plot point.
oh,
And he and for a second his face turns purple when he's like taking the shit. Yeah, I remember that. No, it doesn't just work over the phone.
because I thought that literally like he threatened to like say that he was gonna like tell everybody to like jump off a balcony or something.
Yeah, but he was within like 100 feet of them when he said that. So like his range at first is something like 20 or 50 feet. And then at the very end, he like doubles or triples it. Like he makes it a lot bigger. And so like if someone is over like across the street, he could still be like run in the street and they'll just do it. They don't have to be closer to it.
Okay, I didn't actually know that. So yeah, when I was talking about like mind control, I was thinking like Kilgrave, but if he had infinite range, like you could, like I was basically thinking like Death Note, but you could like control people instead of like killing them.
That's actually a really interesting one. Have you seen Death Note? Yes. Okay, you've seen half of Death Note. You've seen the good half of Death Note. Would you, if given the opportunity, use the Death Note if you knew it wouldn't affect you in the afterlife?
If I knew it would not affect me in the afterlife.
Because that's one of the things he's like, well, I'm going to go to hell, right? And Ryuk is like, you're not going to go to heaven or hell if you use this thing. And they don't really specify.
Huh. Death Note.
Because I've thought about it a lot. And it's like, that's really tempting. And you could theoretically do a lot of good. But also, I have a feeling you kill like one dictator, and it's like, I'm addicted. I'm gonna misuse this.
I think what I would have to do is assemble a committee. Like I would assemble a committee of people to be like, we have to decide who we can use it on, and we have to set up, like we have to come up with, like you were talking about with stocks, like a formula that just does it for you.
Yeah.
Like I would have to come up with more or less say if then, like like even a computer program basically, like if X then Y, that kind of a use case, trying to make it as ethically airtight as possible so that it's not like me choosing to use it.
Right.
It's we've preset something, because I can never choose to use it, because if I choose to use it, oof.
It's sounding to me like the answer is no.
I would never be like, I have a Death Note, I'm just going to chill here and write some names down. I would tell a bunch of people and figure out a way to make like, I would leverage the Death Note. I wouldn't personally use it, if that makes sense.
I feel like
maybe. I just wonder if that's a good, like, I'm gonna come up with my 6 buddies and that's the best way to determine world policy.
The thing I worry about, so I like the idea of making it as detached as possible, so it's none of it is based on how you feel and all of it is like these hard and fast rules. That's a really good idea, but I don't think it's a good idea to tell anyone that you have it, because even if they're people that you trust, if that gets out, it doesn't matter how good of a plan you thought up, other people are going to want to steal this from you and use it in horrible ways.
Everyone in this group would know that, and I think that would make it really hard for them to tell anyone.
And what if one of them disagrees with what the group does? I don't know. That's how my mind goes.
Immediately kill them. It's a joke.
Is it? I mean, in the terms of Death Note, that's exactly how most of the characters would act.
I think it would be friends, you know? And I think if there's like, we would just all have to agree. And I think it would eventually turn into a pretty light use case. Like, you would have to be something specific.
Man, I guess you just have more faith in people than I do.
I think it would have to be a lot of like, men on TV is holding people hostage. Okay, we can kill that guy. I can't really kill a dictator because there's a potential power vacuum. That's not good. Here's the real flippin' trip. That would be like a really hard. Would I consider using the Death Note to convince everyone that God exists?
Oh, wow.
Like that's kind of fucked up. Like if you believe in God and think, well, you know, I want to convince everyone to believe in God. I feel like it'd be wrong to do that, and I wouldn't do that. But that's an interesting thing of like, I will convince people that God is real by having some kind of,
I have a feeling that like if you're bound to, so like if you're a religious individual,
I'm surprised Light didn't try to do that.
Well, Light convinced everybody that he was a god.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. If you're a religious individual, I think it's impossible to like not be a hypocrite and do that, because I don't know any religions that are like lying is good, right? And pretending to be God is good. So, like, you would have to knowingly break your own religion's rules in order to spread that religion, which some people might say, yeah, that's good enough. But I don't buy it.
I wouldn't do it. I don't think so. Here's the real question. for me, the reason why I wouldn't do it is because God can do that and didn't. So I definitely shouldn't. Like that's the fucking just Exodia. Good luck with that. I think that's the best argument is like God didn't do that and can. Why should you? You're also not God.
Well, a lot of these powers that we're talking about are very God-esque, God-adjacent, God-light, Diet God. God 3. Not 2, because sometimes the sequel is better, but the third one is always worse.
I was going to say
What?
God
No.
0, God with no calories.
Pretty much all the time. Is there an instance where... Give me an example.
Trilogies, usually the ending is good. Usually the second one struggles.
Lord of the Rings and Toy Story. I think the second one is really strong.
Yeah, okay. I said usually the second one isn't as good.
I was just
in Lord of the Rings
making-
and Toy Story, they're all good.
Offhanded. Okay, what's the best for the superpower? So, we have teleportation. I understand that.
Oh, we're talking about power sets now, though.
Well, right.
Teleportation as a power set isn't that good.
It is if you can teleport other objects. If you can switch their positions. There's a character in Jujutsu Kaisen who can do that. Every time he claps his hands, he can change the position of any two things. They can be objects or people. And in fights, it's great. Because if you're going to punch me and I clap my hands, I just switch position with a knife. And you just punched a knife. And so he uses it really creatively. And I think if it's a power set, like with time manipulation that's super broad, you can do a ton of things. Teleportation, like theoretically I could teleport individual molecules.
I think power set is just so hard to come up with the best one.
Mm.
I think if I'm talking about real life practically, honestly, I think Azale's teleportation is really strong still. The fact that he can just take people. I mean, the fact that he's got a fucking tail is a little awkward. Wouldn't love that. Tail and super strength is not the best.
So do X-Men? Well, yeah, actually they do. I was gonna say, do they ever like amputate their weird bits?
Yep.
Like I know Angel used to like shave his wings off, right?
I don't want to talk about that. I don't like that shit at all. That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just meant to say that like Azazel, I'm pretty sure he could just get that like removed by like a professional doctor. He didn't want to have a tail.
Yeah, but I think that would mess up balance. I think he uses it to balance when he teleports. Same thing with Nightcrawler. That's why they're the two best teleporters.
Oh. Maybe, I don't know. Didn't Nightcrawler have like the Ninja Turtle hands?
Yeah, but he also has a tail.
Yeah, I know. I was just talking about I would be more cool with a tail than Ninja Turtle hands.
Yeah, same.
Hard to play video games.
I think a tail could be kind of sexy, actually. Think about it.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm not thinking about it. All right, so I mean, look, if we're talking about power sets that I think are just like cool, Martian Manhunter is really cool.
Yikes, dude. I remember watching Young Justice and being like, oh, okay, so you have the really strong guy. You have the guy that moves water. You have the guy that's really fast. You have the guy that can hack things. And then you have the girl that can turn invisible, turn into other people. Has telekinesis, has telepathy, and can mind control people to do what she wants, and also brain blast them, and also lift things, and also phase through matter.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is a little... I think everyone else is a little superfluous at this point.
Yeah, that was one of the things I never got about DC is how the Martians got killed.
Fire.
Like,
just straight up fire.
how are they? Oh yeah, they are. That's the
weak
thing.
to fire.
Their weakness is fire, which is
like a very common weakness.
Yeah. To be fair, humans also have a weakness to fire.
Well,
so.
they don't literally like shut down in the vicinity of fire.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it heat or fire though? Because I think it's
heat.
Heat would make more sense.
But like, is there a limit to their? They can turn into other races, right? Yeah. Can they theoretically become a Kryptonian?
No.
Why not?
They don't necessarily inherit the physical capabilities, I think. Like they're still limited by their own. For example, if they turn into a little girl, they're still really strong.
So it's like a ditto.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that's...
It's not like, oh, I turn into Lucy. I'm not telekinetic anymore. Because I'm Lucy, and Lucy isn't telekinetic.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I guess like if you're talking about like just I want to win fights, then Ben 10 is probably the best
Ben 10.
power. You got a alien watch that lets him turn into other aliens, and that he can like any basically it doesn't even need to be aliens. Like any character's DNA, if he gets it, he can just turn into them. And then he has a function where he can turn into them, but evolved a million
the
years.
Ultimatrix.
Yeah. So
Well, it's literally the maximum they can evolve.
Yeah, and so like he could theoretically take some Superman DNA and then turn into Superman 1,000,000, or he could take like Goku DNA and turn to like a Super Saiyan 10.
All right, so I actually think the best power is the Marioplex.
Oh, God, not this again.
The Marioplex.
I win. Game over.
Well,
doesn't matter how much time you can control because his mass is so big. The amount it warps space time would just overwhelm you.
I think
he's
that's,
like
you're actually right.
He's like a. He's like a doomsday weapon. Like not really like a power.
He
it's
doesn't
like
even need
weapon.
to move to destroy universes. Like his body heat just obliterates everything.
Well, how big is Superman? Is Marioplex? Why did I say Superman?
What is he? What is the size? It is a Mario that is the size
Googleplex. Mario, all of his stats are multiplied by a Googleplex.
By a Marioplex.
By a Marioplex.
Is way bigger
Sorry.
than a Googleplex, yeah.
Is it bigger than a Googleplex?
Yes, it is.
What is a Marioplex?
So, you know who Matt Pat is from Game Theory?
Yes.
He made a video that was such a depressed. Like, unfortunately, I do know who that is. I don't have anything against Matt Pat. Anyway, he made a video about how many levels can you make in Mario Maker. Like, total possible. One block in every whatever.
Yeah.
And he did like this huge equation, and it's some fuck huge number, and he dubbed it a Marioplex. And it's really, really, really big. And then somebody on Reddit was like, "What
I don't
if
know
we
if
took
it's
a
bigger than a Googleplex.
It's pretty big.
I don't think it's bigger than a Googleplex though.
Pretty sure it is. And
so wait. It can't be bigger than a Googleplex.
Okay.
I have a reason why, but
whatever.
Could leave it as an exercise to the
I'm gonna
viewers.
look this shit up at some point.
I have it written down somewhere. I didn't think it was that important.
Just look up right now. Googleplex versus Marioplex. Which one's bigger?
There's a scholarly debate.
I can prove
the greatest
why Googleplex
cinematic
is bigger.
event.
This is like
Superman versus Batman.
This is like that Nathan For You skit where it's like Canada's tallest man. And it's like a reality show, and there's one really short guy and one really tall guy. It's like, now I'm gonna open the results to see who is Canada's tallest man. And they're like both like really on edge. And then it's like, it's Steve, and the short guy's like, damn it. That's what I'm imagining with these numbers, because it's like one is clearly bigger, just look at it. But it's like, I don't know, let's debate about it. Okay. All right. So we're not discussing hostile nuclear.
Well, I was asking. So Mario is not a Marioplex bigger. He's the same size.
Same size.
I thought
Okay.
it was a Marioplex bigger.
Nope.
So if Mario is a so like
I thought it was like his actual footfalls would just crush.
His movement would, because it's so fast.
is he
And his body
is he a Marioplex heavier?
Imagine so. Yeah, it's all
I
his
guess.
dimensions.
I don't.
If he's a Marioplex more massive, then he would probably create a black hole just by existing.
He would create a black hole just by existing anyway, with that much energy.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. If you want to be rigorous about it, then sure. But
Okay, I don't think you remember how big it was. Not moving, just body heat, destroyed like thousands of universes.
I don't. Did we
Yes.
crunch
Yes.
the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
The numbers on this was.
It was so
Well,
stupid.
that's just assuming that his like thermo, like his body heat is a Marioplex. So yeah,
Like
definitely.
a single footstep takes him like several quadrodecillion universes across. Like
Batman
it was,
with prep could beat him though.
You did say that in the video.
Oh, you had a cold too, so your voice sounded funny.
I don't think it sounded funny.
Hey.
It sounded
No,
normal.
it was. I played into it. Like it was supposed to be stupid. It was for the sake of comedy.
You sounded normal.
Fuck.
Damn it! I was trying to sound horrible.
Mine was like all conflict has ceased, something or other.
Oh, yeah. And then what I did is I had you guys do the voiceovers, and then I layered it over footage of like the black and white like atomic bomb test
And Mario's
footage.
face is slowly fading in.
And then I layered over that fucking the Naruto Akatsuki theme where it's like, oh.
Oh, I just thought of another superpower.
Okay.
Domino. Being
Luck.
lucky.
We were talking about that.
We were.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
We went to Chipotle.
Like Solo when we went to Chipotle. It's this. I think it's one of the coolest powers of all time. I also
So
think,
fucking stupid.
I think it's pretty dumb.
It would be cool. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid, but it's just like...
It's stupid outside of a movie. I think specifically a movie. Even in a book, it's dumb. Comics, it's dumb.
What I'm saying is like... I mean, obviously it's comedy, but if we're talking about like superpowers like you would have, like everybody around you has to hate you, and you probably have to hate yourself because you're just like, I'm just really lucky, you know?
Could you, I mean,
like any success that I have is because I'm really lucky.
How far does it go though? The level of power always depends on where it's gated at. Like even super strength could be the best, but it has to be gated somewhere, you know?
Okay, so if we're talking about power sets, I would have to go with like basically being the Flash.
Okay.
And the reason is because you kind of sort of implicitly get super strength with that because
My name is Barry Allen, the fastest man alive. Sorry, go ahead.
You can implicitly get like super strength because you can generate like large amounts of momentum, and so you can just run really fast and hit something really hard. Because like if you're strong enough, or if your body somehow is able to withstand that, like through the Speed Force or whatever.
The show is not.
And also you can control time, I guess. Certain versions of the Flash or something.
Most versions of the Flash can time travel. Yeah, I think when the first time he does that, he just runs really fast and punches somebody.
CW Flash can do that.
It works, but he like breaks his whole arm and like his whole shoulder. But because you're the Flash, you heal really fast.
Bro, why the fuck did you like religiously watch those CW shows?
Because I grew up with them. Like I watched them in high school. I really liked them, and I recently went back and watched like an episode of The Flash that just came out, and I'm like, whoa, this sucks. This is really bad.
It's just like, doesn't like one of the characters just like randomly start dating this like billionaire guy, and then. Like, I really hate that on, like, cable shows where, like a character's, like, their entire character is that they're just, like, really rich and they're really, like, nice. They're like a fucking, like, author, like, fantasy person.
I don't know who you're referring.
The guy who, like, they go to, like, a restaurant and then he's like, I bought the restaurant.
Is this
Was that
the
too
Flash?
much? Yeah, the Flash.
Side note, that is not how being rich works.
Yeah,
like,
it is in
I'm
TV.
rich. I got rich by obviously spending money at every opportunity. That's clearly how I got rich.
Well, I mean, yeah. So that's an interesting thing, and maybe we could talk about that as a podcast topic, as like writers not knowing what's up, and it's just like
writers not knowing how to write intelligence outside of having a really
exactly
good memory.
like because like you're only as smart as the writer. The characters are only as smart as the writer, and so like.
That is the thing on the CW shows is like, I am a computer scientist. Of course I can like run diagnostics on your blood. Of course I can build a machine that'll stop this black hole.
I'm a computer scientist. Of course I know things about electrical engineering because those are both, you know, computers got electricity. So
the CW shows are the worst at that. Like they are the worst at that because there's Felicity on Arrow and then there's the whole team on Flash and they both do that. And it's
it's Felicity. She ends up dating this like billionaire guy who's
it's like
also
Hacker Man. Have you guys seen Kung Fury?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Hacker Man.
Kung Fury's great.
It's hacking me through time.
But that is like making fun of what they do in that show because every time they do something, Felicity's like, there's one point where they go to like fight the League of Shadows and they call a drone strike on them and there's just like 4 people in the desert with bows and arrows and they're gonna get drone strike and she's like, let me just hack the drones from my iPad, and she does, and that's how they don't die.
They gotta have like
No, if that were a Microsoft Surface Pro,
yes,
I would have bought it.
That's gotta be
But it's an iPad, no fucking way.
That's gotta be like a trope, like Hacker Ex Machina.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a trope.
Hacker in the machine.
There's a point where her father comes back. And he's like, because like the whole time she's like, I was single mom, whatever. Her father was actually like an even more infamous hacker.
Oh shit!
And one of the finales is they have like a hacking battle.
Oh no!
And they're like, I think I could be misremembering this, but there's a nuke that's gonna hit Star City, and they're like both hacking it at the same time to redirect it in different locations.
Oh my god!
And then I remember it ends. They're like, we can't stop it. We can't change the location. And she's like, wait. Let's flip the y-axis to negative so it goes up instead of down.
Meanwhile, it's like an ICBM, and so like it's gotten to like the terminal stage, so it's already falling.
Well, that was the thing. It like she redirected it from the city that the show is in, and it just hit another city and killed like 10,000 people. And she had like an 8-episode arc about being sad about killing 10,000 people, and then she got over it. God. Those shows are so horrible.
I watched season 1 of The Flash while I was like applying to colleges. And so like the Flash theme like triggers a trauma response in me. Yeah, I tried watching the second season and the acting was just like so fucking terrible. I just couldn't sit through it.
Yeah, they're not good. It's very no bueno. They did Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was like their attempt at an endgame level storyline, but like even bigger because it destroyed the whole DC multiverse. And it was just it was legitimately hysterical how bad it was. Like you would not believe it was. They got Kevin Conroy, who voices Batman in like the cartoons and the games, to do a live action Batman. And he was on screen for 10 minutes. He was evil and he died. Like, they completely wasted Kevin Conroy. This was 2 years ago, and I'm still mad about it. They did so much wrong. We don't talk about CW. Not a fan of that universe.
Man, like, bringing Kevin Conroy back and killing him off like that would be like bringing Mark Hamill back and just killing him off.
Like completely character assassinating him and then killing him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that in Star Wars. That would be really bad.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, what? I was talking about the Joker. I didn't even know Star Wars was related.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, look at that.
He does play a character in The Flash called the Trickster, who's basically just the Joker, and it's pretty funny.
Wait, Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like they're like winking and nodding the whole time that he's basically the Joker, and like, yeah, it's pretty good.
That's what you don't understand, Batman, is that I actually like the games from AAA publishers.
Okay.
Fuck Activision Blizzard gang. Did you hear about that shit?
Oh, yeah. There was like just like horrible, like, well, I know it was really sexist, but then there was also like everyone was drunk all the time.
So that's the thing, is all the male employees were drunk all the time. And this was something that I think a couple people, I saw them like talking about this, they didn't understand, which was like, some of it is like, yeah, some of this is just like a weird workplace. But it's like what people don't understand is all of the antics and stuff, that was the male employees. And they were basically delegating their work to the female employees so that they could get drunk and play Call of Duty all day. I don't know how much time. I don't really think we want to spend any time talking about it because everybody's already heard about this. And it's honestly kind of depressing. One of the employees committed suicide. It's not good.
I have one other topic that we can talk about if y'all are interested. So there was a point in time where I wanted to like make t-shirts. Like I wanted to open up an online store and sell t-shirts, and I was gonna like do like designs of like comic characters and anime and stuff, and like wanted to sell them, and I thought I could do kind of well in that. I realized the vast majority of people that do that, super not legal how they're doing it. And so I was like, I could probably make some money doing this, but I don't want to, risk that. So I didn't. So I set up an online store, and I never used it. Well, I'm set up with Printful, which is the company that like actually makes the shirts. And when I set it up, I just had them send me one shirt that I made just to like see the quality and everything. It was really good. And I realized a little while ago, you can just make custom shirts on that website and then order them as like test product to yourself, and get them half off.
Yeah.
And so I just get custom shirts now for half off, and I can make them however I want.
They happen to not be they have a cap on it.
Yeah, you can only do like 3 pieces of merchandise a month, but that's pretty good for like half off, and you can make them look over. So I recently designed some clothing. I recently designed.
I can't believe that this is an actual podcast topic you want to do.
Well, okay, I wanted to ask you guys. I'm going to tell you what the shirts that I designed were and why I like them, and then if you had an idea for a shirt, you could share them. I'm really, really entertained by my own stupidity, and I think it's hilarious. So the first shirt I have, it's a dark color, so it's either going to be a gray or a blue or a black, and then in big white font on the front, it says shirt.
Fuck you.
And that's it. And I'm really proud of it. So the second shirt, and you may notice a theme here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh no.
It's so it comes in a dark color, whether it be gray, navy blue, or black. And then, but this one is a little different. So it has text on the front and the back, not just the front. And the text on the front in big white letters says front.
I still hard not to laugh. No.
The text on the back, you're not going to believe this.
It says front.
That would be really good, wouldn't it? It says back.
What's the third one, Mikey?
Huh? Oh, it just has like a yin yang on it. I thought it looked cool.
No. You got to do the rest of them.
But that is, I made one with a yin yang. I just didn't show you. Okay. You mean the adult one?
Yeah.
Cool shirt design.
Is that all of them? I thought you had more.
I mean, I have other ones that I didn't actually order for myself. I made one with the Giga Chad on it. I don't even know if anybody knows what that is.
One we were talking about this before, and one that I suggested was like if you take the company that you work at, like take the acronym and have it in like big varsity font, so that it looks like a college name, but it's just like you work at. We could bleep this out.
Then it's not funny if you don't say it.
The initials at where I work are
Walmart.
NPAC, for example.
Yeah, so MPAC, and then it's like a college font, and maybe you could have like some sort of mascot too.
That could be funny, especially if you had like a little tagline, like a slogan, right?
Nah, then it starts to get too crowded.
Guys, can I tell you a story about slogans real quick? This is a total side tangent. At my high school, motto is something like helping each student, nurturing each child, developing each individual, some bullshit, like whatever. They printed out the planners, and I opened my planner on my first day of school, and the first thing I see is developing each student, neutering each child.
Was it a typo, or did you just misread it?
Genuine typo. On every single planner. So they demanded that you turn in your planner. It was a homework assignment.
Wait.
They demanded that everyone turn in the planner so they could do reprints. Everyone got their planners back and they just cut the front off.
Wait. But neuter is spelled completely different than nurture. Was it misspelled or
neuter was misspelled.
Oh,
it wasn't
okay,
spelled perfectly.
Okay,
it was just the R.
So it was
the R from
N-U-T-U-R.
nurture was gone.
Okay.
Neutering each child.
It
could have also been nuttering, which is arguably worse.
I once drove by.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I once drove by a school. I think it was like a middle school, and it was right next to a cemetery. And then there was a sign in the front of the school that said so and so rated an effective school district. It's like, let me tell you, little Timmy, you better straighten up, or you're going to be heading over there sooner than you think. Really? Nothing?
I didn't even understand that one.
God damn it.
All right, anything else to add before we wrap? Oh, I did want to say this. So we, as we've been doing soap, we kind of just talk about whatever and then end it. I think it would be good in the future if we had some segments to break up like some repeating segments in between episodes to sort of break up the nonsense, right? And so you guys didn't prep for this one, so if you don't have anything, that's fine. But one segment I think would be good is, what do we recommend? So just to the listener, like...
One thing we recommend... Honestly, that's such a fucking good idea. One thing we recommend, anything?
Well, I was going to say it could be a media, like a music song, like a movie, a TV show. But it could be like, this shampoo kicks ass. Get this shampoo. Like, it could be literally anything.
I like this. What's one thing now I feel pressure, like
therapy.
I gotta recommend something. Dude, fuck it. That's a good answer.
All right.
Robbie recommends therapy. That's a good idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first. On this episode of Soap, we recommend...
Wait, hold on.
I was gonna have you put in a drum roll. Put in a drum roll, right? Do it.
All right, hang on.
We recommend
therapy.
Oh, well, that was not the sound
effect. What was that?
All right. Oops. Is it like a group recommend, or each of us recommends one thing?
There we go.
Robbie recommends therapy. What do you recommend?
Well, okay, so no.
Here we go.
Oh, like a group recommendation.
Therapy.
Yay!
Took me a second to find the right one.
It doesn't have to be.
Robbie, why do you recommend therapy?
Because good. I mean, do I have to really explain it? Like,
I mean, it's underrated. A lot of people think they don't need it. A lot of people tend to need it.
The way that I've been sort of trying to explain it to people is like, the idea of like dental medicine being like a widespread thing is relatively recent, and people used to just walk around with like half their teeth missing and shit. I think if you're like, man, why is everybody talking about going to therapy? It's because like this is a branch of medicine. The idea that you would go your entire life without at least like getting checkups.
Yeah, so like if you're a fan of dental medicine, you should really check out some of this mental medicine.
God damn it.
Got him.
For you, Mikey, I recommend a lobotomy.
Yeah, honestly.
Mikey, what do you recommend?
Damn, this was your fucking idea. Holy shit.
Clearly okay, I thought we were going to talk about media stuff, so I had one of those, but you're like...
Well, then say a media thing.
You can do a media thing. It's fine. I did that as a joke, honestly. But, I mean, it was also kind of serious.
Okay, I also didn't have a media thing planned. That was my excuse. Oh, here's a good one. You know what? Either watch or read Dr. Stone. Not enough people know about Dr. Stone.
I thought you were going to plug Doctor Who for a second.
No, don't watch Doctor Who. It sucks.
No, I meant our Doctor Who.
And if anybody has any fan projects related to Doctor Who, specifically in audio form, those suck more. Don't listen or watch those, especially if they're like from a small team that quite frankly does not get paid enough because they don't get paid at all. Don't pay those any mind or attention. No.
Wait, we're not getting paid?
No.
We're getting paid in exposure, Robbie.
Yeah, true.
The 1,000 views we get on every episode is really gonna make us blow up. Anyway, watch or read Dr. Stone. If you're even kind of into like anime and manga, it's really good. Most people just skip over it because it's about science, and they're like, "What is this? Reddit meets Rick and Morty meets anime?" No, it's actually really good. Like really, really good. One of my favorite things that I'm reading every week. Check it out. I handed you a sandwich.
I can't eat that sandwich because I'm allergic to it.
Here, I'm handing you some gluten-free chips.
I'm reaching out to take my sandwich
thanks
back.
for the gluten-free chips.
Oh my god.
Did you spit a chip onto my floor?
This isn't your floor,
No.
This is an apartment.
So what do you recommend?
Honestly, I gotta recommend Spirit Box.
Oh, bro, you stole my thing.
No, I didn't. You said therapy.
Yeah, you're right.
But Robbie introduced
I
me to
also
Spirit
wanted
Box.
to recommend Spirit Box.
Spirit Box is a band. They're fucking insane, especially their lead singer, according to Plant. She's nuts.
Am I the only one who thought it was LaPlanty?
Yeah. Yeah, highly recommended. They're gonna be one of the bands that gets very, very popular very, very quickly, and you're gonna wish
hope
you were one of the
so.
first people.
Dear
that
Lord, I
were
hope
part
so.
of their meteoric rise.
If you're a hipster, now is your chance to get in on it.
Well, I
got like a couple months.
No. If you're a hipster, your chance to get all of the hipsters are already like, because they're already like closing in on like 1 million Spotify listeners.
Robbie, you're supposed to disregard your feeling about hipsters in order to get more people to check them out. You're right now you're convincing.
You just
people to not
undercutted
check
my
them out.
recommendation, Robbie.
I'm not undercut. Well,
I'm
no,
kidding.
like you should. The longer you wait to start listening to Spirit Box, the less cool you're gonna be. So you need to start like today. You see what I'm saying?
That's okay. I see how you spun that to
Yeah.
make it good.
Yeah.
Yep. Good job. Those are our recommendations.
That's what we
The
recommend.
more popular Spirit Box gets, the more popular my music can get. So I really
That's
hope
true.
Spirit Box.
If you like Robbie, or even just like Jet, you just don't want him to be miserable, then go check out Spirit Box. Those are our recommendations here at Soap. And now a word from our sponsor.
NordVPN.
Ad time.
Ad time.
All right.
The end by?
Yep. Don't do drugs, kids.
You know it's the end because you're hearing this song, so like and subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Or click this vid if your clicking fingers itching. Thanks so much for giving us a listen.
Oh yeah. One hop this time.